Alright, I'm going to talk about the Aquasana whole house water filtration system. So this is the Rhino Max Flow system, and we have the salt-free water conditioner. This also has the low maintenance pre-filter, and then we have the post-filter. So I got the completed kit including the UV, and I got the bypass kit. Now let's talk about what that did and did not come with. So the bypass did come with our T pieces, which are down there. It came with that tap and that tap, and that's pretty much it, as well as this shut-off tap on the front side, and we had a lot of these fittings that came with. We still needed to buy our own pipe, and there are several fittings that we had to do on our own, which was not supplied with this kit. So just a little rundown of how this works. We have our main incoming line, which is this side, so we took off there, came down across to this tap. Now, if we were to bypass, you would close this tap and you'd close that tap up there and you'd open this one. So that would allow that water to go up here into that piece, T in there, and back to the house. But in the system running how it is now, we have this tap open and that tap open, so all the water is flowing through the system. We used the elbows that they provided for this piece, but we did have to get a lot of extra elbows to do our full bypass and everything that we did. So we came in from that side, brought the water in, this tap was supplied with it. Then coming into these pieces, we did need a couple of pieces of PVC along the way. We were okay from here. We needed an adapter to come in from our PEX pipe to this initial filter. Came through. This was all supplied with. All the gray piping came with the system. Gray piping came with. That came with. And this tap is part of their drain tap. I added in an extra tap just in line afterwards because I wanted to be able to close this. When you do your initial flush of the system, there's a lot of the black carbon for the first time water is running through, and I did not want that to come through into the post filter and the UV side, so added in that tap. Now you can see for alignment, it kind of worked out going spaced with two 2x4s for the post filter, and for the larger pre-filter, we spaced that off with one 2x4. I'm not really sure why they don't make the brackets that the spacing would work, but what we did is we set up these two and connected these first as our main part of the system, and then aligned everything up to that. Now coming back on this side, this tap I do think was useful. Now I initially piped this in. They don't supply you any of the piping for your UV if you get that as an add-on. So this piece we had to get in and change. There is a flow restrictor in this area which you need for the UV. And I initially piped this with PEX, but there's a reason why they have this piece, and you'll see on their drawing it kind of comes down and then goes back up to the UV, and that is because PEX pipe is not UV safe. So if you use PEX, it'll degrade over time. So I changed all of this out to PVC, and then I added these pieces with the elbows. So what that means is the light that comes out here, because there is UV light that will bleed out of this side, is all hidden on PVC that is UV safe, and there's enough bends that we're not passing light through to that side. Same on this side. Coming out, I initially had it going out into the PEX, but you could see the UV through there. So now I've put in the PVC coming out, and I have these bends, again, to stop that light from making it up to where my PEX is, so it doesn't degrade. I have run the power. You do need a GFCI outlet for the UV system, so I will be adding one up there. But in the meantime, I just have an extension cord to a GFC outlet. Now this is the system. The install was a DIY job for me. I've added in the extra insulation just because that is an exterior wall, so in the winter I don't want any of the pipes freezing. I don't think that would be an issue. It's just being extra safe. I do think this is possible to do it yourself. It will be a lot of work. You need to be comfortable with doing some plumbing and being able to kind of just figure things out and space things the way that it will work. So that is the Aquasana system, and I hope if you like it, it will work out well for you. I will post an update if there's anything that goes wrong with it, but so far the initial install is good, and I've been running it for about 24 hours. Water pressure is good. Like I said, this is max flow, so making sure that I don't have any water pressure issues.